I'll tell you one guy who won't be hungry for the Red Sox, and that is Garrett Crochet. Whew! They make the extension. 6 years, $170 million. But Cam, wait! It was after opening day. They are not supposed to do that. Remember, the Red Sox have long said they don't negotiate in season, and Garrett Crochet said, I'm not doing it after opening day. But lo and behold, it happens again. It happened with Xander Bogaerts. It happened with Alex Cora. It happens all the time. They say they don't do it, and then they do it. 6 years, $170 million, and I'm telling you, this can be a great move for the Red Sox. Now, a couple days ago, I said on this show, I wouldn't mind the Red Sox waiting the entire season. And there's a ton of risk in that. But I was like, look, when you're about to pay a guy going into his prime, like let's play it out. He plays out the whole season. He wins 16 games. He's the true ace of your staff. He pitches the whole year. And then you're going to have to pay him market value. Like that's the kind of price you are going to have to pay for an ace going into his age 26 season anyway. And that would go and show that you are really committed to this. But on the other hand, you already gave up 3 big-time prospects for him. One of them is crushing it in AAA right now, Kyle Teal in Charlotte in the first weekend of the season. He'll be up with the White Sox rather soon. So you did give up a pretty big premium to bring Garrett Crochet in here. So why wouldn't you make that commitment soon? And they do. And if you do have an ace, which I tend to think you do, you're getting him below market value. What's it, like 28 million a year? It's roughly the same that you got or that the Yankees got for Max Fried, right? So it's well under the Zach Wheelers of getting, 42 million a year. It's well under that, or the Burns and the Snells and that kind of thing. But I thought this guy Gordo on Twitter put it the best. He said, if the choices were, because these were pretty close to choices, trade the prospects and pay Garrett Crochet somewhere between 140 and 170 million for ages 25 to 32, or pay Max Fried $218 million for ages 31 to 38, I think we know which one we would go with, right? Again, pretty much the same AAV, and the Yankees had to forfeit some picks, by the way. But I would take option 1, especially with the farm system that the Red Sox have. Loved Kyle Teal. Was kind of bummed to see him go. But you've got 3 other big-time position player prospects that are about to come up. And this is, again, a sign of intent from the Red Sox that we are going to do this. We're not really doing this in the way that the fans love, which I'm part of that fan base that didn't love it, that they didn't go out and get a single big-time free agent pitcher. Like, that's what the Red Sox can be doing. But what they have shown you is we are willing to spend the money on the right guys, and we're committing to long-term success with this team. And usually when you hear something like that, it means they're tanking, and they're not. They should still be a good team this year. And with Theo back in the mix, you've started to see these long-term commitments. And is it the Braves model? Absolutely it is, right? And we've talked about the Braves. Some of them hit, some of them miss. Some of them we're still trying to figure it out. With the Red Sox, Cedar Rafaela should be a big part of your team going forward. Brian Bayo should be, but the jury's still pretty much out. I mean, jury's out on Rafaela as well. But essentially, that's what you've done with Crochet. You have 2 more years of team control with him. You've foregone that. He's a guy you traded for, but essentially he's like a guy that, he's essentially a farmhand. He's 25. He's not in his prime yet. And you have locked him up for the next, 6 years after next year. That's a fantastic deal. You're going to get all of his prime. And if he's not the workhorse ace pitcher that you're hoping he is, just in terms of like how his arm's going to hold up, then that sucks. But that's the game you play. When you went out and traded for Garrett Crochet, you weren't looking to trade for him for 2 years. You were looking to get 7 or 8 years out of him. And now you've got that on the books. And you've got it, I would say, below market value for what he should be. Because if this guy is an ace and he shoves and he pitches as well as he did last year when he was an all-star for the worst team in the history of the league, if he can be that for you, and he's entering age 26, and he went to the open market, or 27, I guess, when he would have hit the open market, he would have made $40 million a year. Instead, you're going to give him 28. And he's probably not going to have another contract as big as, or anywhere near this after age 32. But if he does, you've got the inside track. He's been with you forever. So I think it's a great move by the Red Sox. I wouldn't have minded if they put their balls on the table and said, no, give us a full season. But by that same token, you've already put a ton in there with the prospects that you traded. So I'm in on Garrett Crochet for the next 6-7 years. There's some opt-outs in there. He could go to market at age 30 or so. But to me, that is a big-time steal. I think it's going to be a steal for the Red Sox. It's great for Crochet in some respects. And it's also great for the Red Sox in that Theo model. The Braves model, yes, they're doing that too. But the Theo model, the FSG model that they've done for years, they won't pay a pitcher over 30. They've done it twice. One was pretty good. One was pretty bad. They went out and traded for Curt Schilling and extended him well after age 30. I mean, he was like 36, man. He was wicked old. And Chris Sale, they extended after age 30 in the 2019 season. And that was not good. It's one of the worst contracts in recent memory for the Red Sox. Now they get a guy well before age 30. Win, win, win. He's on the mound tomorrow, and they really talk about a pressure-packed start, your second start with the Red Sox, because they really need a win. They need him to give them like 6 shutout innings tomorrow against the Orioles. And he's also got a whole lot fatter paychecks coming. The shoving needs to start soon. He needs to be an ace this year, I think, for Red Sox fans. And some more stuff needs to go right for the Red Sox. Let's just say that. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I think it's a great deal for the Red Sox. I think he is going to be your ace for years to come. And we'll see how they attack the rest of that rotation after this year. Whether Tanner Houck and Brian Bayo are guys for the future. And if not, who are they going after? Let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. About 90% of you watching are not subscribed to the channel. Why not? We're bringing you nothing but Boston sports content 5 days a week. Check out the other videos on the channel talking about all the Boston sports teams. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air live every weekday on YouTube, high noon Eastern time, and then wherever you get your podcasts.